The third issue of G.I. Joe, with a September 1982 cover date, marked the return of Herb Trimpe, joined of course by writer Larry Hama. The schedule was bumped up to monthly, indicating Marvel quickly recognized the title's popularity. What may have initially been seen as a joyless venture, a comic book based on a toy line, was proving to be a hit. With page 1, we open with the team joking about the Geneva Convention. No cancel culture in 1982. As usual, Hama integrates his own internal logic into the story structure, ensuring that even the more fantastical elements feel grounded. A hallmark of his narrative style, the meticulous use of diagrammatic sequences to convey tactical or technological detail, is once again foreground, serving both expository and thematic functions. Joe likely had more of these instructional style moments than any other comic of its time. The plot of this issue revolves around the Joes maintaining their cover while posing as regular officers at the chaplain's assistant school. This setup introduces one of the few traditional Marvel-style elements found in the series, a secret conflict unfolding beneath an otherwise mundane exterior. The contrast between their covert battle and their public facade adds a layer of tension that isn't very different than Spider-Man struggling to keep his identity a secret. The entire issue has a Kirby or Steranko feel to it. The central conflict involves the Joes taking on a sleeper robot that has infiltrated their headquarters. As they work to disable it piece by piece, Hawk and Scarlet must maintain appearances during a party upstairs, ensuring that their cover remains intact. The mix of espionage strategy, over-the-top action, and one absurd menace makes this issue one of the rare stories that could have worked as an episode of the Sunbow animated series. A notable first for the series occurs when Flash experiences an internal monologue via a thought balloon, reflecting on his dwindling oxygen supply. Hama was one of the first mainstream writers to reject thought balloons, only a tiny club in those days. He sometimes maintains he never used them in Joe, only encouraging nitpicky fans to search out their rare appearances in the back issues. Unlike the previous, more somber issue, this installment has a lighter tone, demonstrating one of the title's strengths, its ability to balance realism with adventure. As long as the narrative stays within a certain believable framework, the series remains solid. Even with a giant robot concealing detachable limbs and swarms of mechanical spiders inside, there's a careful balance between grounded military action and over-the-top adventure, the material that made Joe a unique reading experience for kids. So by issue number 3, what began as a likely contractual obligation has already started to show signs of something stranger and more enduring. It isn't quite subversive. There's still a toy line to sell, after all, but it is quietly, stubbornly intelligent. There's a palpable joy in watching professional soldiers confront ludicrous threats with the deadpan sincerity of men who know how to assemble a Claymore mine in under 60 seconds. And that wraps up another installment of A Writer Reflects. You can find links to my fiction and nonfiction in the description. Some literary fiction, some alt-lit, some paranormal, noir, and other genre material can be found there. Most of my reads are free on Kindle Unlimited. Check out the YouTube channel D-Shay7 Gaming and Comics for animated versions of classic Joe comics. If you'd like future installments, or also have memories of the Marvel days of Joe, leave a comment and let me know. I'd be curious to hear from any creators who were also inspired by these old comics. Thanks and good night, and maybe one day I'll have a real sign-off.